make a little video about installing the RJHB indicator on a Mac. I've got it running here on my MacBook Pro, and it's not terribly difficult, just a few steps unique to Mac. So here's kind of how I did it. Your first step is going to be to have gain access to a Mac-friendly MT4. The one that I've used was recommended to me is VantageFX. So if you go to vantagefx.com, you are going to open a demo account there. You'll see here, middle of the page, you can select Trial a Demo, and then it will ask you to enter your information. I've done this already. Country, I don't know that it matters what you select. And you're going to click MT4 Standard, and then click the Get Demo button. Now once this process is through, you'll have some options here. It says our trading platforms. You're going to want to select the middle one, obviously. Download MT4 for Mac. If I click on that, it should start my download here. And I have mine set to download to my downloads folder. So I'll pause the video while that downloads. Okay, now that my download is finished, I need to decompress that file. Basically, it was sent to. I have mine programmed to send to my downloads folder, which is here on the dock. You can open that, and what I usually do is I scroll to the bottom if yours is set this way, and you can select Open in Finder, and it'll bring it up in this window. And then if you actually click this Date Modified, it will be the most recent one in your folder if you're sorting from most recent to earliest. So in order to uncompress that file, all you have to do is double click on it, and your OS will probably do this on its own, and then it will highlight what it just unpacked. So I have VantageFX MT4 version 4.5, and I've already installed this, so I have a couple different iterations from earlier times of doing this, but regardless, it'll show up here as VantageFX, and now you'll double click on that to actually mount the DMG, which is disk image. So that'll actually open the program. So now if you want to, and you can do this right here on the screen, you can take MT4, I believe, and drag it right to your applications folder, and it will be listed as MT4 for Mac. Did that work? There we go. So now, wait for that to copy. Excellent. Okay, so now I can X out of that, and now I need to go to my applications folder, and that should be listed as MT4 for Mac. You can find it, mine's sorted alphabetically, likely yours is as well. Now the next thing we need to do is actually download the RJHB files, and those can be found on the Options Power Team page, which you can find at facebook.com/groups/option domination, or simply by searching for the Options Power Team. Obviously you probably know how to get here. And actually you'll need to look in the Files section. And the most recent iteration as of early July here is version 3, which is found right here, about 4 down at this point. And so we'll click Download. And just like VantageFX, that also went to my Downloads folder, so we'll do the same thing. Probably a more elegant way to do this, but okay. And here we are, right at the very top. Now, just like with VantageFX, I'll just double click it to open that all up, and I get a folder. Now this folder has 5 different files, and they're of 2 different kinds. One is an ex4 and one is a TPL file. I'm sorry, 4 of them are ex4 and one is a TPL. And I'll show you where those go. If we go back over here to our applications folder into MT4 for Mac, what you're going to do is, if you have a 2-button mouse, you can right-click, or if you just have a single button or a trackpad, you can Control and then click. It's the same thing. And we're going to show package contents. Now from here, we click Drive C, we click Program Files, we click Vantage FX MT4, and then now here's where our two different file types are going to go two different places. So you can either copy these and paste them, or I actually like to drag them right over because then I know for sure I've got all of them. So let's start with the EX4 files. They're going to go, if you select MQL4 and then select indicators. Now you can see this is a full folder full of EX4 files. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these files and drag them to that indicator folder. And there should be 4 that go into that folder. Now the other file is a TPL file, and we need to back up a little bit because that goes in a different layer. So go back to essentially the level where we selected MQL4, and if you click Templates, you'll notice here we have TPL files. So that's where this one is going to go if you drag it into the TPL file. And now you notice I have an empty folder here because I've moved all of them. And now from this point we can go back to Applications, and you can actually launch your MT4. It should automatically load, I believe, the login information that you provided when you registered for it, but if not, remember your username and password, and then you can use the indicator from there. So that's basically how to install the RJHB version 3 files onto a Mac using Vantage FX MT4 for Mac. This is Nicholas Barr, and happy trading.